Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of No Holds Barred. This one actually happening quite soon off the heels of the previous one, which is a small miracle in itself to anyone who's ever stopped by the channel and actually noticed how long it takes me to finish a game. In honor of the life of the legend that is Kevin Conroy, we have brought ahead an idea that I've had for a while, a journey into the world of the Batman Arkham franchise, starting with, of course, the legendary Batman Arkham Asylum, as you can see up there. And if I skip out of all of the screens, there we go, Batman Arkham Asylum, there we go, much better. So yes, revisiting this game for the first time in great many years, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, in 7 years-ish, give or take, since I last played this game. So it was I was quite curious to see how it would hold up as well as everything. The story I already knew and I already expected to hold up spectacularly well. It did. Graphics-wise, though, last time I played this on PC, which is the format we're playing at the minute, I had several graphical bugs and issues that I ran into as we were progressing through it, so I was curious to see if any of those had kinked out with some heavier processing power behind it, since obviously my computer has moved ahead since the last time I played this game. Good news, it has. No longer do I get screen tearing. I've been able to crank everything up to maximum settings without any particular issue. Cranking the resolution, it doesn't have super sampling or scaling magic, so it didn't actually go to 4K while also fitting to a 1080p screen, which is what I use as gaming monitor. So that's not a major issue. Set it to 1080p, game still looks glorious. Presentation-wise, in-game, everything is fantastic. Yes, you could argue that it looks, some aspects, some of the character face animations and some of the textures do look a bit old in comparison to more modern titles, but as far as I'm concerned, this game holds up spectacularly well. It is still such a, I would say beautiful. It's a beautifully rendered and stylized and presented game. Arkham is obviously far from beautiful. It is a dingy, decaying madhouse, basically, but that's entirely the point of Arkham Asylum. Anyone who knows anything about the Batman mythos knows that Arkham Asylum is not a nice place to be, and this game presents it in a spectacular way. Not all doom and gloom. Some of the architecture is absolutely fantastic. A mixture of sort of Victorian house that Arkham Asylum originated as, to the more modern buildings of the penitentiary or the intensive care main building thing that you start the game in. It's an absolute brilliant game. The free flow mechanics are still hold up to this day. Sometimes the dodging animation can feel a bit clunky as far as in my consideration, and some of the quick gadgets shoot off a bit weird. You can definitely feel in this game that Rocksteady had room to grow with it, and they did. In Arkham City, the free flow was better, and Arkham Knight, though I have major issues with Arkham Knight, the free flow mechanics in that work perfectly there. So this is where it began, and from that little kernel, that starting genesis idea of the free flow fight system, you can see it spawning here, and it is still as fun now as it was back then. Story-wise, you play as Batman. You are returning the Joker to Arkham Asylum, and the Joker, of course, has a plot. He takes over the asylum, and with all of his goons who have been transferred there from Blackgate Prison because of an electrical fire, take over the asylum, and you have to basically save the day, which you do, as you face some of Batman's rogues gallery along the way. You also have the Riddler, who anyone who's watched this Let's Play will know that I lost my nerve with him more than a couple of times with the sheer stupidity of the character, but in fairness, that was half the fun. I'm going to freely admit it. Sound-wise, game still has an amazing soundtrack. Batman Arkham Asylum, any of the Arkham games, still has one of my favourite main themes of any game franchise. It's up there with the Zelda Overture and Mario, and it's just one of those, or Halo. It's just one of those themes that you just hear, and it's just, I absolutely adore it. I was so happy when it worked into the system. You do have brief periods of sort of orchestral clashing and terrifying sort of strings blurring up for no apparent reason, but I suppose it adds something to the mystique and to to the mystery and the doom and the darkness of the place, the island of Arkham. Voice acting, many of the cast, the mainstays, Batman, the Joker, Harley Quinn, all reprise their roles from Batman the Animated Series, which is fine because they are the characters who are speaking the most. Kevin Conroy, as I said, legend, still absolutely brilliant as Batman. It breaks my heart now to know that I'm never going to hear any new material from him for obvious reasons. This is after his passing. Mark Hamill, absolutely astounding as the Joker as always. Pretty sure that he's going to retire from the role as well, but you never know. I'm kind of hoping he does, because to hear him without Kevin Conroy alongside him, that would feel very weird. The original voice actress, and I apologize profusely because I cannot remember her name for the life of me, reprises her role as Harley Quinn, and I must admit, I prefer her infinitely more to Tara Strong. Don't get me wrong, Tara Strong's a very, very talented voice actress, but as Harley Quinn, her original VA just has something. Maybe it's nostalgia talking, maybe it's my nostalgia from watching Batman the Animated Series, but yeah, I prefer this voice actress for Harley Quinn more than anything else. As for the rest of the characters, be it characters from the Batman mythos or brand new characters produced and voiced in just for Batman Arkham Asylum, absolutely brilliant, absolutely top quality performances. This is one of those legendary games that I think every gamer should give a try at least once. It has been an absolute joy to revisit this game, and heck, with the Steam sales as they are, you could probably pick this up for a couple of quid if you have the chance and you've got a modernish computer. I literally mean anything, a graphics card more advanced than a GTX 210, which at this point is over 10 years old, so I think you stand a good chance of getting through it. Or even just picking up cheap on PS3 or Xbox 360 if you've still got one of those old consoles knocking around, though I do believe the modern consoles, at least for Xbox, have backwards compatibility. Not sure about PS5 to PS3, probably not, it's Sony, but you never know. But yeah, if you can pick up this game, I think they also did a remastered edition. I mean, not played the remastered edition, but as far as I'm concerned, the original game is holding up absolutely spectacular anyway, so I didn't need the remaster. But yeah, if you've never played this game, give it a shot. If it's been 7 years in my case, or even 10 years, because yeah, when did this game come out? 2009, so it's over 10 years since this game came. Oh blimey. Yeah, for a game that's over 10 years old, this game looks absolutely fantastic. It holds up so very well, and it's an absolute testament to what Rocksteady can achieve. I don't know where they dropped the ball so hard with Arkham Knight. That's an area of gaming history I've not looked into. I will one day, probably in advance to us playing Arkham Knight, but that's a long way into the future given the games we currently have on our to-do list. But yes, if you can get a copy of this game, or if you haven't played it for a while, definitely give it a shot. But anyway, that's enough of my ramblings. Those are my thoughts on Batman Arkham Asylum. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments down below, or even just if you stop by the channel at any point, well, you're more than welcome to. And feel free to throw any questions you have about any game that I've played, especially Batman Arkham Asylum, to me in the chat. I will be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Anyway, with that said, with that done, I shall sign off here. So, to each and every one of you, may you all have a beautiful evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever it is around this whole wide world you are. And as always, until our paths next cross again, the vortex awaits, and I'll see you all next time.